As we continue to follow the fallout of the herbicide glyphosate, we're learning more about how slow the government has been to respond in many instances. RT's Sara Montes de Oca is here to explain. So, Sara, you've been reporting on the FDA and their report for glyphosate, and that they've been working on since 2016. When will the public be seeing the results of all this?
So yes, as I've said, the FDA has been working on this report since 2016, and many organizations and centers and groups are pushing for the FDA to release their results, which they said are coming soon. I sat down with J.D. Hansen from the Center for Food and Safety, who said that the FDA really does need to continue to be pushed.
Groups like ours and EWG and other groups have asked for this to be released. But, FDA, we had to sue the FDA to get them to implement the Food Safety Modernization Act when there was a congressional deadline. The federal agencies have been pushed by Congress and by administrations to go slow. And unless people are calling their members of Congress saying, we want to see these studies, the fastest way that you can get that study out is to have members of Congress call and say, where is it?
So as you heard JD, they needed to take extreme measures toward the FDA in order to have them release previous studies. So again, the only person in Congress, member of Congress, who's come out and publicly said something was last week when Senator Chuck Schumer said, "I'm here today to ask them to provide us all with an update on their work so that concerned parents and consumers can get the answers they seek." And he's the only one speaking out against this, or at least pushing for the review. So we're still waiting on that publication, though.
Interesting. And what are organizations and activist groups like the Center for Food and Safety advocating for?
So really, when I sat down with JD, the Center for Food and Safety, at least that organization, he said, is pushing for the overall elimination of glyphosate, to remove it completely from the counter, do not allow farmers to use it. Unfortunately, like I said, farmers really rely on this herbicide heavily to be able to harvest their crops. And he mentioned that some farmers are actually changing their positions after all of these lawsuits and seeing how harmful these products are. But really, these farmers will need an alternative to the weed killer.
Yeah, hopefully we can find
one of the
a
things
natural one.
We're concerned about is that that we not take away Roundup or glyphosate and replace it with worse pesticides. There are two pesticides, dicamba and 2,4-D, that are being brought back. These are the nasty, even nastier than glyphosate. DDT is much more dangerous for the environment and actually a little less dangerous for people. So, if you're looking at it from a human health perspective, the data that is now finally coming in, we're now getting good studies that say this does cause cancer.
Yeah, so really, we have these studies, and we really just need to push for results and removal of these herbicides.
Incredible. And just yesterday, you noted that the EPA has changed their risk levels of glyphosate in foods, increasing the risk by 300 times. So, what's the reasoning behind that?
Well, Natasha, we follow the money, and that's where really you can see it, following the money. And JD, we can listen to what he had to say.
If you talk to staff over in the EPA pesticide division, they will tell you that they have pesticide company people coming to them every day. They have people like me coming once or twice a year. But the industry is there pestering them, and the industry pestered them to change their standards. Nothing more than that.
So if we take a look at the numbers, the lobbying disclosure database shows just how much Bayer is paying for their lobbying efforts. The numbers are extremely high. Like JD mentioned, these people are coming into their offices every single day. In 2017, lobbying efforts on behalf of Bayer totaled over $9.4 million. So far in 2018, that total reported has already surpassed that of 2017's at almost $10 million. And Natasha, we still have 4 months to go in the year. So with all these lawsuits coming, you can only imagine what these numbers will look like in December, January after the report.
Wow, can't imagine. Really hope we can find a natural alternative there. Thank you so much, Sara Montes de Oca.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.